guys, Dave here from Old Rigs Down Under. Welcome to the latest video. Got the CH here in the background, just about to go and pick up a load of corn with it today. Even though we've had a bit of rain, really welcome rain in the last couple of weeks, it's still pretty dry and things won't grow a lot around here over the winter. So farmers are still looking for stock feed, still a huge shortage of hay and grain. It's coming from fairly long distances, so we've managed to get onto a load of corn only a couple of hours away, so we're going to go and pick that up this afternoon. Anyway, a bit of a mundane type job, but I want to give my new camera a bit of a test drive today. So I've got a GoPro, so we'll get a little bit of in-cab footage, which is something I've probably struggled with a bit before, and we'll take it for a test drive and see how it goes. There's a couple of different things. There's like a chest mount thing, so it sits about here. There's a suction cup which can sit on any hard surface. They reckon it can sit on the outside of a vehicle for up to 150 miles an hour. I don't know who's tested that, but anyway, we won't be doing that in the CH, I can guarantee you. But yeah, to sit it on the window to give a good view of the gear pattern and the dash and the view out the front, I think it should be pretty good. So let's see what it wants to do. All right, just a quick look at the kit that I got. There's the GoPro itself. So that's the thing there. You can turn it around so you've got a view of what's on the camera if you're being filmed, and go through different modes of shooting. Little padded microphone there. That's a little flash with a dulling cap on the front of it. You can take that off and get a brighter light. That can be charged on its own, that can be charged on its own. It's got a little mount under here. The screw can go through. You can even take that piece out of there and attach it to any of these other devices. So this here is the gimbal, or for want of a better word, which hooks onto there, and you can plug that plug in and it gives you control of the camera through these buttons here. You can go through the shooting mode, you can pair it to Bluetooth, and of course your go button there, which is pretty handy. That's the suction cup, supposedly rated for up to 150 mile an hour. That'll be interesting to test. This is the chest mount, so you strap that over your shoulders like a bloody bra, I suppose, and then you've got a series of different pieces which can go into there, which can mount your camera at different angles. These are some of those pieces here. Just a couple of different mounting options. See, they've got a serrated face on them, so you can lock them into place. You've got a couple of screws that are a little bit easier to use than the finely knurled one, and just a couple of different mounts. So pretty comprehensive kit. A couple other things I might look at buying is just the perhaps a clip-on microphone, which can be paired with it as well as another camera. But anyway, I think this should be good for. I've actually already used the chest mount in the last video on a couple of shots just to give it a bit of a go. And today I'm going to be giving this suction cup a bit of a go, and we might just give the freehand gimbal a bit of a go and see how the video quality and the sound quality comes out. See if she fires up, eh? Oh yeah, we'll see how she goes, eh? So we've already gone through the bit of a pre-start check, and pumped up a couple of down tyres on the trailer. They were just a little bit low. road and go and put this load of corn on. Get it off to some hungry sheep and cows. The beep is going to be really loud. I'll just jump out and close his gate. Seatbelt on, be safe and effective. So on these later model Macks, and all later model trucks too, when you pull your truck park brake out, the trailer park brake comes on too. Some of the very last of the old super liners and value liners and things were set up like that too, with the 2 individual valves, but these are a one-piece valve in there. So anyway, 10-speed Road Ranger here. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, lift the button up, come back across, and we go first, second, third, fourth and fifth again. Pretty easy. This truck did come out with a 10-speed Road Ranger from new. It's not exactly an elite or you know all Mack, but I do like them original, and that's how this one came out. So first again. Been a good little truck, this one. It's had a couple of little problems along the way, but generally speaking it's been pretty good. And I just did a trip up to Rockley in the last video where it went really well. Sorry about that beep, and it is pretty loud. It's a little bit in your face or in your ears. Then go pub there on the right. Kept it in business, truthfully. It just floats along pretty well. It is a little bit rough. It's a short wheelbase truck, but we're going to go out on a limb here and say it's probably just a little bit smoother than an F model. Anyway, have to do a video of an F model on the GoPro and see how it comes out. It's geared fairly well. It's got it's probably a little bit quick, if anything, for some of the work I do. It's only a 375 horsepower engine. It's got 417 lifts with an overdrive gearbox. So at 1600 revs you're doing 100 k's. So as soon as you get a little bit of weight on and you hit a bit of a hill, it's just back in the revs a little bit. And you're sort of at the bottom of your torque band, I suppose you'd say, before you begin. So probably afford to have 4.42s or something like that in it, but Pretty economical the way it is though. So these GoPros are supposedly really good for having inbuilt stability. I mean, most cameras do have an inbuilt stability function or a stabilizer function, but GoPros seem to have made their name or captured the market on producing a good quality bit of footage with a really with a lot of movement around. So I'm looking at the camera here at the moment, and it's bobbing up and down like a cork in the ocean. So got a bit of rough road, so it'll be very interesting to see how this footage comes out. Plenty of rough road for the test drive the mount for the GoPro anyway. Might want a bit of a clean. It looks like it's already starting to want to lift a little bit. So yeah, 150 miles an hour is what they reckon. Yeah, we're not quite going that fast, as you can probably imagine. Down here at Corowa, pretty decent setup. Just on farm here, a couple of big silos here. They've got a couple of bigger silos in there behind with a dryer set up for the corn. So they'll harvest the corn at about 20% or 22% sometimes and put it in the dryer. And then these big silos here have got they're vented. They've got a fan in them, and they'll dry it a little bit more and get it back down to, I don't know if it's 15% or something like that for corn. So yeah. Anyway, pretty good setup. So these are the silos where the corn goes into wet. Hence a big kiln dryer there that dries most of it out, and then goes up the elevator and transferred into these silos. And they've got the fans in them. So yeah, just gradually gets the moisture right down, brings it down about 8% or so, to where they can sell it and where it's good for animals. So the bloke's just told me that as it's drying, it'll do about 12 tonne an hour, so it certainly gets through it. That's dropping the moisture from around about that 21 or 22 back to 16. So around that 6 or 7% moisture being dried in, you know, like I say, 12 tonne an hour. It's not too bad to go and sort of get through it over the course of a day. It's a little bit dusty, this stuff. It's right off the bottom of the silo, but the stock will still eat it. Pretty good stuff. Not for human consumption, but anyway. Right, I've got that thing mounted a little bit high now. Truck's loaded, so that might settle the ride down a little bit as well. That's what she wants to do. I decided to keep some of this footage in here with the annoying sound in it. I'll explain what was causing it later in the video and what I did to fix it. In the third there. So as you can see here, we've got a different view going on. We've taken the GoPro off the suction mount on the back window and put it onto the chest mount. It doesn't give a bad view, stops some of the chattering, but it doesn't give you that elevated position quite as well as what the back window does. Destination now. Tip this load of corn off. Get out of here and have a beer. Undo this tarp. Go and have a look at this, grab a drum here. As you can see, the view's changed a little bit there. I put the GoPro on the chest mount. So it doesn't give you a bad view, it takes away some of the chattering. But yeah, it doesn't quite give you the same elevated view as what the suction cup did, mounted up on the back window a little bit higher. Somewhere's going to be pretty close. See if we can back her in, eh? Well, we're here, we're tipping off. Everything's going all right. Nice winter's evening, starting to cool off a bit. Okay, so watching the video back, I noticed there was a chattering sound, a rattling, chattering sound, and really rendered most of the footage unusable. Picture quality good, but just had this constant rattling sound in it. Now, it was when the truck was loaded, so when I had this suction cup on, I was using it in a slightly higher position on the back window than what I did when the truck was empty. Now maybe there's a little bit more flex in the window, a little bit of reverberation, and maybe that started doing it. But I was looking into why the camera might be doing that. And I thought initially that it might be the little mount that clips into there. There's just a slight bit of movement in it, but it's really not that bad. You have to shake it fairly violently to get it to make the noise. And then I looked at, I disconnected it so that there was nothing on the bottom, but I still had this flash mounted to the top of it for no particular reason other than I just had it on there. All of a sudden, I reckon that's the noise. So I'm going to try another video minus the flash on top. So that might be a bit of a trap for young players, that, me included. But just got that noise there all the time. So if you've got a little bit of reverberation on your surface, or a little bit of vibration, I'm just going to do that all day. This, once I got a good seal on it, was really good. And you can move that in and out and make your seal really good. And that's what I did, but it was higher up on the window, so maybe there was just a little bit more movement, and I reckon that bloody flash was the thing making all the noise. Anyway, there's only one way to find out. Alrighty, I'm going to give this GoPro a bit of a crack. without the flash mounted on the top of it. So I've got it in a position that's fairly high up on the back window. Well, it's probably just a bit higher than middle. And to look at the thing, it is actually just moving and wobbling ever so slightly. Anyway, we'll see if it stops chattering without the flash on top. Cold start this morning, had a good frost. Beautiful day now though. Still a little bit cool, but a beautiful day. Perfect winter's day. Oh, windscreen's a bit dirty, a bit of dust and a bit of frost on there. Doesn't really help too much. So I reckon the GoPro is going to be pretty good. Provided some good in-cab footage. It's good having this chest mount. As you saw, there's a couple of times in the last video where you can be getting an action shot whilst you're using both hands, whether it's lifting a cab or just climbing into a truck or unrolling a tarp, whatever it might have been. And you can still capture the footage. So I really like that side of it. And the stability that it provides when the thing's bouncing around inside the cab was really good. Well, it seems to be really good, and that's where I think that's where they made their name really as a GoPro. So another really handy feature, I can link the camera to my phone, and so I can get a preview or a live video, if you like, of what the GoPro is seeing. So hypothetically, if I was looking for something under a truck, whether I was looking at a clutch area or something like that, I could be up in the cab looking at my phone and have the GoPro just on, not even in the filming position, but just switched on with an image coming to me up remotely up in the cab. So I like that feature of it too. And also too, can mount the phone hypothetically to the windscreen of the truck, just on a quad lock mount or something like that, and be driving along and keep an eye on what the GoPro is filming without turning around. I like that feature of it too. So all in all, I think it'll be a pretty good thing. I'll sort out where the flash goes on. I might put a little bit of foam rubber in there, or just keep the flash off it in daylight conditions, and it should stop that rattling and that, when the reverberating sound kicks into it. That was the only frustrating thing out of this bit of a venture, but that's operator error, not the machine error probably. So yeah, I reckon it'd be pretty good, and I hope it worked out well on the video for you. Alright guys, I reckon I might nearly leave this video here. I reckon I might have got to the bottom of the rattling, chattering noise on the GoPro. Just that provision where the flash slides in at the top. I reckon it was just chattering around making noise. So the last couple of videos last couple of runs I didn't seem to have any of that noise whatsoever. So hopefully I've got to the bottom of that. That suction cup's a good thing. When you put it on properly, it does hold pretty well. That's the key. Get it on there properly the first time. Then it won't do any wobbling around. Well, I mean, it can still wobble, you know, reverberate with the screen or whatever surface that you put it on, but it looks to stick pretty well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the footage. I hope you enjoyed the technological journey with me. Sorry to bore you with it all, but I just thought it might be of interest to some people, and we still got a job done with the truck too, which is always good. So stick around and there'll be plenty more to come, and we'll see you on the next one.